This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. Not only have I been the owner of Mint Mobile for the last few years, I've also been a customer. I don't know if you knew this, but anyone can get the same premium wireless for $15 a month plan that I've been enjoying. It's not just for celebrities. So do like I did and have one of your assistants switch you to Mint Mobile today. I'm told it's super easy to do at mintmobile.com/switch.
New activation and upfront payment for 3-month plan required. Taxes and fees extra. Additional restrictions apply. See mintmobile.com for full terms.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
This episode is brought to you by Shopify. Selling a little or a lot? Do your thing however you cha-ching with Shopify, the global commerce platform that helps you sell at every stage of your business. Shopify helps you turn browsers into buyers with the internet's best converting checkout. 36% better on average compared to other leading commerce platforms. Get a $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/offer23.
'Tis the season to shine with H&M. Discover the holiday collection and find fashionable pieces for your wardrobe or for under the tree. Get inspired and dazzle with this year's glam. From tuxedo styles, bow detailed pieces, impressive prints, and more. From unforgettable looks to unforgettable gifts. With fashion finds to home decor, find it all at H&M. Treat your loved ones and yourself this season. Shop in-store or at hm.com.
I had people that did the January boot camp and they got all excited and then they started to not do any more work and then they fizzled out. And that's okay. Like maybe it's not your time. Maybe you'll jump back in April, but like the women that did get it and they kept going, we kept blowing on their flame, boom, it took off. So everyone's different, but it's important to just not ignore you anymore.
Bingo. Hey, my name is Veronica Cisneros, and I am a licensed marriage and family therapist, a mama of 3 girls, and married for 23 years. I am obsessed with helping you navigate through the seasons of marriage, helping couples like you break free from feeling like roommates. I will teach you the secrets to having a healthy marriage by providing tools and tips to help you reconnect in a way that you can't keep your hands off each other, where flirting and kissing is the norm in your household. Setting intentional time to date, get to know and support each other's dreams and goals so that you can grow together without keeping score or judging one another. Where you feel seen and heard even when you disagree. Where arguments end with mutual respect and understanding. Where you work together to build and strengthen your family so no one feels like they're carrying the weight of the family on their own. These are the necessary skills your children need for you to model so that they develop healthy relationships and thrive in life. This is the Empowered and Unapologetic Podcast. Hey ladies, welcome to the Empowered and Unapologetic Podcast. I'm your host, Veronica Cisneros. Today's guest is totally my sister from another mister, like next level. We could kind of be twins. I think she's a little bit sexier. Well, I mean, it's debatable. Anyway, I want to go ahead and tell you everything about her because she is not only going to freaking teach us today, like we're totally going to be slammed with education. But in addition to that, I need to share with you how badass she is. So Melissa Vogel is a fitness expert of 20 plus years. 20 plus years, ladies, of experience. Business owner, a second degree black belt in Taekwondo, white belt in Jiu-Jitsu, model, actress, and an overall busy mom of 3 girls that inspires both women and men on their fitness journeys. Melissa knows the journey, having lost 60 pounds, 60 plus pounds, ladies. She is now the fittest she has ever been in her entire life and continues to grow her mindset and health. She is the creator and owner of the online moms-only coaching group, Busy to Bomb Fit Mom, where she helps busy moms get back to being fit through mindset work, vision, and balance, combined with proper nutrition and exercise. I'm going to tell you right now, I did her program, and I had never, ever felt so good, so much so that I'm still practicing the skills she's taught me. She's also the host of the Bomb Mom podcast. She entertains many different speakers over several topics in order to broaden listeners' ideas of what health really is and to inspire listeners to find new avenues to set, reach, and maintain their goals. I told you guys she's a complete badass. Melissa is not afraid to speak on topics others may find taboo or embarrassing in order to empower others to get proper health. And to let's just face it, to go ahead and get them to achieve the goals that they didn't think were achievable. Melissa, thank you so much for being on the podcast. I'm so excited because every single time it's like it's like girl talk. It's like, I don't know, it's like home. I don't even know how to describe it. It's like home.
Well, I'm excited to be here. It is like home, and I'm so happy to be back home and on with you today. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So where the hell are you at right now? So you're totally in your car.
Right? Dude, I'm in my car in the middle of the desert in Joshua Tree right now. But this is my life. This is how I roll. This is my life. I podcast in my car in the desert. Sometimes I'm in an office, but you know what? This is what you got to do what you got to do.
You know what? Willie and I recorded a podcast on our way to Yosemite in the car. Mitch,
I love it.
So Mitch, he's a mutual friend of ours. He's our sound engineer, and his ass was so pissed off at me. He's like, "Really, Veronica, the car?" And I'm like, "Listen, Mitch, you do what you got to do. You do it, and I know you get it."
Do you know our life? Do you know what we do?
So, right now you're in the middle of a launch, and it's a free program. Tell me about tell me about what inspired you to do a free program. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you are definitely worth every dollar. So why are you giving this shit for free?
Oh, well, thank you. I ran this free boot camp in January. I tested it out. I'm like, let's do January because it's kind of like new year, new you. People are open to that more. Yeah. And it went just incredible. And I named it the free Reignite Yourself boot camp. And we do 5 days of free training. And I was very purposeful with that name, Reignite, because that's exactly what it does. I'm trying to find women and help women and just connect women that are like, dude, this fire inside of me is gone. It doesn't exist. I need help getting that lit again. And that's why it started. And it went so well in January. So when you join my program, we onboard you first. You build a car before you enter the race. So the women that started in January, they built their car in February. And then they joined the main program in March.
Oh, okay.
They are kicking ass.
Really?
They literally went from January to they're all writing reviews and everything for the boot camp now. And they're like, oh my God, can I be a mentor in it? I'm like, you're brand new, girl. Sure. But whatever. Let's get you in there. And they're incredible. They're like, I had no idea that joining something in January, by the time April and Easter hits, that I would seriously be transforming it into a new person that I didn't even know. So I'm like, let's do this again.
Yep.
We're doing it again. April 11th, we're bringing it back. So that's how it got started and why I'm doing it.
So we're going to have a bunch of like naked ass women with hot bodies walking around everywhere.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Be ready.
I'm going to feel like I'm in Brazil.
Get that song ready.
Exactly. Okay, so take me through this. So I understand, obviously, the first step is the vision. Take me through that vision process.
Yeah. So over the boot camp and the training, what I train an entire month on, I'm cramming into 5 days.
Yeah.
And we have 4 main pillars, and then I do like a live Q&A. And the first one is your vision. Knowing who you want to become, like creating that bitch. Like so many people are just like, I just want to lose 30 pounds. You know, it's probably like someone coming to you and them just being like, just heal me.
Yeah.
Just tell me what I need to do.
Just take away my anxiety and depression. Like, that's it. Just take it away. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. Can you just like, can you tell him to straighten up and then
get his shit together, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay.
People do the same thing with their fitness journey, and they're like, just tell me what to do and it'll be fine. And I'm like, no, your very first step is learning and really getting a picture of like, who do you want to become? Like, who is that person? What's your vision for yourself? Because if you don't know where you want to go, you'll never end up anywhere. You're never going to get anywhere. And that vision and who you want to become, she's constantly changing. Like, and we call her in the group, your person B. Like right now you're your person A, who you want to become is your person B. My person B, oh my God. And my vision, she has changed like 10 times just in the last 3 years. And that's okay.
Yeah.
But I always know like, what kind of mom do I want to be? I mean, we dive into everything. Like, what kind of leggings are you wearing? Like, do you want to be the Lululemon mom then, or do you still want to get them at Walmart? Because either way is okay. But what's your vision for yourself? I always use like Waze or like Google Maps as an example. And I'm like, you might want to have an idea where you want to go. But if you don't enter that in as your end destination, that blue squiggly line is just going to follow you all over the place. You'll end up nowhere. Yeah. You have to have some direction. So we talk about that. And what does she look like? We make people like fill out some worksheets, like kind of write it down, and nothing's perfect. It's all kind of just word vomit, you know, but you're getting it out and you're starting to like figure that out. And many women for the first time, they're like, and they cry, you know, because they're like, I really never thought about who I wanted to be. I just always thought, I just got to get 30 pounds off.
Yes.
Well, there's a lot more to it than just getting that weight off, because if you don't know who she is and who you want to become, and you don't practice being her, if I could snap my fingers right now and take 30 pounds off you, you wouldn't know how to behave like her.
No, at all. You know, I love that you have this, you know, the vision is first. And one of the primary reasons why is because, you know, I know for me, one thing that I've kind of had in my head for the longest time is everything's fine. Like, I mean, it's not that bad. Mm-hmm. It's not that bad. And then, you know, so what if my belly touches my thighs? Like, I mean, okay, yeah, you know, I could fix it, but like, you know, Spanx will do the trick. But the reality is, like, deep down inside, like, I'm not fine with it. And it has nothing to do with like having to be like fucking whatever, you know, a size 0, or, I mean, don't get me wrong, that'd be awesome, but like, it doesn't have to be any of that, but it's more of like, I don't think it's possible. You know what I mean? Like, I never thought it was possible. I never thought it was possible that I can actually have this fit, healthy body. I know it's possible to go ahead and achieve certain goals. You know, like, I know it's possible to go ahead and knock it out of the park with regards to my business. I know it's possible to knock it out of the park with my husband in my marriage. I know it's possible to knock it out of the park, you know, with my kids. Like, that stuff, it's easy. I know how to be like, you know, I'm not going to be, but I could totally go into PTA mom, because there's exactly what to do, and it's not so uncomfortable, right? But the minute I have to look at myself in the mirror and go, okay, bitch, let's go ahead and put this into action. It's like, oh, that's scary. That's so scary. Don't make me look. Nuh-uh. I'm going to slip on the jeans, you know, that I've always worn, that, you know, and everything's going to be fine. I'm just going to ignore it. I'm going to ignore it. And so I love that you're providing, you know, us with the vision, you know, of what it can actually look like. And it's not, you telling us the vision. It's us coming up with our own vision. That's so fucking powerful. Like, that is so powerful. So
it is. And she's in there.
Yeah.
Like, and women don't see that. It makes me so sad. They've like lost their dreams. I don't know if COVID shut that shit down or if it was happening way before that, but it's like, they've lost that, and women don't dream anymore and think it's possible, and then many of them have like this shitty partner, and they're like, they've even told them like, I don't know why you're following Melissa. You'll never look like her. And I'm like, what a dick thing to say, and this is who they're spending their time with. And I'm like, no wonder you don't even know who you want to be anymore.
Yes. What would you say is the biggest thing that kind of drives that disconnection? Like, what would you say? Like, what are you finding? What is like kind of a pattern?
It's this loss of identity. And I don't know if it's that moment that baby's born and now everything's around baby, and then you have more, and then you're doing the job, and now you have to be this employee, and you're being a partner, and you're being a mom, and there's nothing left for you. You don't, before you know it, you're like, when was the last time you went out with my girlfriends?
Yeah.
I used to paint. I don't paint anymore. And then it's like, gym, whatever. And all of these things, and not having our joy anymore, and like just stuffing down like what we really want to do, because we're like, the mom guilt sets in, right? Like, oh, I can't go do a painting class. Are you kidding me? The kids need me, and who's going to make dinner? Like, I love how I use painting as my example. Right. Painting. But, you stuff all that down, and then slowly it just chisels away at your identity.
Yep.
And then before you know it, if you don't know who you are and you're starting to lose that identity and all that, it's like, well, yeah, your body's going to change because you're putting no time and effort into it.
Yeah. Well, it's totally like a form of self-sabotage. We don't think it's worth it, but we punish our bodies with it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. And then we use the food for comfort. Like, there's so many layers to it. And there's so much power in just reigniting that spark inside. And, it doesn't happen for everyone. I have people that did the January boot camp, and they got all excited, and then they started to not do any more work, and then they fizzled out. And that's okay. Like, maybe it's not your time. Maybe you'll jump back in April. But like the women that did get it and they kept going, we kept blowing on their flame, boom, it took off. So everyone's different, but it's important to just not ignore you anymore.
Bingo. So I think that brings us to the next step. Why? Like, why are we doing this? Like, why are we signing up for your boot camp? Like, why, how do we determine that? How do we determine what our why is?
And it's hard, and it can be emotional. I always say, like, your vision and your why, they're like next door neighbors. They're like borrowing a cup of sugar from each other because they have to go hand in hand, because you need to know where you're going and everything we discussed, but also like, why? What's your purpose? Like, why even do it? Why even discover yourself anymore? And when women really start diving into it, they're like, because I'm fucking miserable.
Yep.
My fat pants don't even fit me anymore. I'm short with my kids all the time. Or I'm doing things for my kids and like with my kids, but I'm not sitting and playing with my kids because I am so stressed out, or like I'm out of energy. And all these reasons build up to their why.
Bingo.
This is why you need to start taking care of you. All of these things. And then also, like, why feel better? Well, dig into it. How's your relationship? Because if you feel like crap all the time and you didn't even go do a 20-minute walk today and you have no energy, that's going to reflect in your relationship, and you're going to be short with him. And then, oh my God, like all these things. So
1,000%.
Just sitting down and crafting, like, why do you want to lose 20, 30 pounds? Why do you want to start going to the gym? That's going to be your huge, like, I always say, you want to start with your vision as being like your kindling to start a fire, but then you got to add some logs there. You got to keep that shit going.
Yeah.
Your why is your log, and you want to keep adding to it and building to it. And then you're going to get a good flame going. Then you're going to get it reignited. But without those things, you're not going to have anything.
No.
And you'll try and like throw some newspaper in your fire. Oh, I got a gym membership. Here's a piece of newspaper.
Yeah.
Oh, I got a new fancy Fitbit or Apple Watch that I don't use. Newspaper. And it gets me excited for a while.
For 5 minutes.
Big flames. Shoot.
Yeah.
Gone. Hey everyone, Melissa Vogel here. Just a reminder to get signed up for our free 5-day Reignite Yourself boot camp that is starting April 11th. I am here to train you guys for 5 days for free on your vision, your why, your mindset, nutrition, training, exercise, everything. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain because this boot camp is free. Visit www.busy2bombfitmom.com/bootcamp. Get registered, reserve your spot, and get into our private group today. If you are someone who's looking to reignite that fire inside and get moving again, feel inspired, and just overall get that kick in the butt that you need, then get in. Again, visit www.busy2bombfitmom.com/bootcamp. Reserve your spot now, and I will see you in the group, and we will get started on April 11th.
So I remember for me, and I remember the phone call. I remember calling you. So I remember feeling like I just can't do this anymore. I can't live this way anymore, and I don't want to feel this way anymore. And it was impacting my relationship with my husband. You know, he'd want to go on a date night, and Willie's like, I don't give a fuck what you wear. I just want to go on a date with you. And me, I remember, and I shared this with you a while ago on another one of our podcasts, but I remember going to the closet and being so irritated. Like the kids would want to come and ask me a question. It's like, get out of here. Everybody get out of here. And Willie just knew, Mom's in the closet. Don't even bother her. This is a totally different in the closet scenario. But Mom is in there and I don't know what's going down, but I'm hoping she comes down, and we get to go on a date and hope she gets it all out because Willie knew, don't come in the closet when I'm changing. I'm going to be in there, cursing myself out and be like, really, Veronica? Fuck, dude. Or even the river. You knew you were, every year you go to the river, and you knew you were going to the river and, you didn't take care of yourself. And it's it started off, I know for me with, I want to fit in these jeans. And then it went into, well, fuck it, I don't fit in them, but I fit into these ones. And then it went into, oh my God, I don't fit into those ones. Oh my God, leggings, but holy shit, right? I don't like the way I look in these leggings. And it's oh my God, and I can, because I will say I'm a pretty sexy bitch, right? I'm pretty good looking. And it still wasn't enough. I still didn't feel, and I would say I'm very confident, but in that mode, I wasn't feeling confident. And I wasn't showing up for the kids. I wasn't showing up for my husband. I wasn't showing up for myself. And it went past the jeans. And then it went to, I'm tired of feeling this way. I don't want to feel this way anymore. And my why ended up being, I'm tired of punishing myself. I'm tired of punishing myself for not putting myself or not knowing how to put myself first. Health-wise. And this is coming from therapists. I didn't know. And so it was I am going to call Melissa. And the minute I called you, you're like, all right. And you were just so cool about it. And I'm like, Melissa, I just fucking poured my heart out to you. And I'm expecting I was expecting somebody to reprimand me. I was expecting some form of shame, something. And I mean, obviously I know we're friends, but still and it was okay, cool. And it just felt so, what is the word? It just felt so safe. It felt so safe. And I knew, obviously, I know you know your shit backwards and forwards, fucking left, right, everything. And so it was okay, they get me here. They know me here. And this is why I'm so excited about your boot camp, because it's I know these women are not only going to experience from you, but also the community that you build. You're so amazing at it. You're so fucking amazing about it. So let's get to nutrition. That's the next step. And that is so important. Let's get there. So tell me about nutrition.
Yeah.
What am I learning?
Well, it's so frustrating because people are just give me the diet plan. Just tell me exactly what to eat.
I think I told you that too. I remember saying, just tell me the grocery list. I'll go get it.
Just tell me. And and that's okay to an extent. I could tell you the best frozen foods to grab and go, the best grab and go protein shake. Tools like that are important to know because we live an on the go life.
Yeah.
But sure. Those are helpful. I will help a sister out and tell you. But when it comes down to really understanding how your body ticks with letting go of fat and putting on muscle, you got to pay attention. We call it collecting data. You got to collect data on your body in order to know how to fix it. Like, you don't have someone come into therapy and just be like, hi, what's your name? How old are you? Oh, this is how much you weigh. Sure. You know what? These are the steps I want you to do.
Yeah.
No, you're going to have a few sessions where you're collecting data on this person.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I got to know your history. I got to know what's going on. And well, how did you do with this? Your food is the same way. You got to spend some time understanding, what do you currently eat now?
Yep.
Like what's your regular normal day? Just log that. Write it on a piece of paper. Like, because most people eat blind or they don't eat at all. Many women just go all day long.
I was both, girl. I don't know if there's both, but I was the unique unicorn. I was both.
You can. You do. You are a unicorn. You can do both. Or it changes every day. One day you're like, holy shit, I just starved myself until 7:00 and then 8 when I got home. Or then other days you're like, I haven't stopped eating. I had Starbucks with the kids in the morning, and then I had this in the afternoon. And I call that blind eating.
Yeah.
Where you're just eating and you're like, I have no clue how many sugar or protein or carbs is in that. I just eat. We teach you when we dive into the boot camp of really understanding why it's important. How do you track? Like, what are some easy things to get going? And then when you become a Bob Mom, if you decide to move forward, we get down to business. Like, we set you goals in your app. We're watching your macros. We're kind of like seeing what works and what doesn't. But with food, you have to be patient. You have to hear this message. It's not fun. It's not sexy. I mean, I wish I could like just present it to you in this beautiful present with a bow on the top. And it's not like that.
Well,
It's like here.
It wouldn't,
no.
And that's the thing. It wouldn't work. Like, you could present it, but ultimately, like, it's, and that I think is what, it's not, I think, I know that's what separates you from other people is you're not going to just give it in a nice, pretty bow. You know, I like to say it all day. I don't do Band-Aids. I don't do fucking Band-Aids. Like, go get your positive affirmations from somebody else, because this ain't it, right? But that's one thing that I really do appreciate about you and the work that you do is you're not going to give it in this nice, pretty bow because you know it's not going to benefit us. You know, it's not going to work. It's not going to benefit us. And instead, it's actually going to do the opposite. We're going to do these things that, you know, let's say you did give it to us in a fucking nice, pretty package. What's going to happen is we're going to do all the steps. We're going to eat all the food. And then we're going to come back to you and go, but it didn't work. And you're like, well, did you follow it? No, yes, no. No, it didn't work. And then we already have shame. We already have guilt. But then because we followed this fake ass protocol, it ends up building up more insecurity, more shame, and then more defeat. And so we have the fuck it's. It didn't work. Fuck it. I'm not doing it. And that's one thing I appreciate about you. You're not giving it in a pretty little bow. It's like, no, I'm going to make your ass work. We're going to do this together, and I'm going to help you figure this out. I'm not going to give up on you, but we're going to, with this data, we're going to go ahead and create this personalized plan. Love that.
And you hit the nail on the head there. Like, women need to know that no one's giving up on us.
Yes.
Women need to know that, like, a stranger out in fucking California and she lives in Wisconsin, like, cares about you and that you're worth it. You're enough. You are enough to have someone's attention to help you and guide you. You don't have to do it on your own.
Yep.
And we are superwomen. You know, we do a lot.
Yep.
But when it comes to us, like, there's nothing wrong with wanting help.
Yep.
Especially with your food. And because your food is your fuel. It is literally everything. Everything. It determines how often you get sick, how much fat's on your body, how healthy your heart is in your liver, how much libido you have, how your hormones run. It's everything. So for people to dumb it down and just be like, write it out and give it to me, I'm like, oh, no. That's a dangerous road. Yeah. And by the time people get to me anyways, they know it doesn't work because they've tried the pills. They've tried the shake. They've tried the, kit that comes to your door that's 500 calories that you eat. You just eat this, but you can't work out because it's not enough calories to sustain life.
Because you'll pass out.
You'll die. Yeah. So people know this. We just need to be reminded of it. But that's huge step in what I do and how I train.
Let's go ahead and get to mindset because I feel like that's where we're kind of going. So mindset. How does mindset and nutrition and health and this boot camp, how do they come together? Why is I know why mindset's important, but help all of the women understand why is mindset important on this fitness journey?
Right? It all goes down to your self-love and your self-worth.
Amen.
It really
Amen.
does.
Mm-hmm.
Because, hey, let's say that I do give you the perfect workout plan and the perfect meal plan to follow. And you have this beautiful vision created and, you know who you want to become. But guess what? If you don't love yourself or see your worth or your value, or you're used to being just hammered down, you're not going to show up for any of that.
No.
You're still going to get put at the bottom of your list.
Yep.
Over and over and over again. And this happens this shit doesn't discriminate. You could be a successful business person, a lawyer, a preschool teacher, a janitor, a stay-at-home mom. This shit and the defeat doesn't care who you are. It hits us all.
Yeah.
You can be so successful in one area of your life and totally suck when it comes to you.
Yeah.
And that's okay. I just say that to remind people that it's okay if you're struggling with this. And what we think is one form of confidence. I'm a pretty confident person. Put me in a bikini, strut me up and down the beach on stage.
Yeah.
I've taught with no shirt on, in front of hundreds of people before. But before I was doing the real work, my self-worth and my self-love was so low.
Yeah.
And I slowly started not showing up for me in the right way. And it does affect how you eat and how you show up for your workout and stuff. So mindset, it's not about all these frilly affirmations and I love myself. Those are great tools, but if there's no activity behind them,
bingo,
they're just wishful thinking.
1,000%. 1,000%.
I hope I love myself today. Yeah, it's on my sticky note, but what did you do to show up?
It's on my sticky note. That shit doesn't work. And listen, it doesn't work. I mean, it does start to create this small shift and it's not enough. It's not enough. I remember this one lady who's she was like, oh yeah, I worked with a coach, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, awesome. What did she teach you? And she's like, well, we practiced affirmations and deep breathing. And I'm like, the fuck is that in preparation of what you guys were going to do? And she's like, no, that's what we did. And I'm like, how long were you working with her? And she's like, well, it was a 6-week program. I'm like, did you get your money back? What the fuck? What?
Oh my God.
I'm like, well, how are you feeling? Yeah. Do you believe the affirmations? And she's like, well, no, it's actually worse. And I'm like, what the? These people should
it's actually worse.
I'm like, these people should be fired. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time.
No, and self-love isn't writing it down and having it, just posted for you to look at. It's looking at the food choices and being like, yeah, I'm fucking more worth an In-N-Out and pizza.
Yeah.
I'm worth the wait to get home and just make a right food choice. Or you know what? I'm worth not letting someone tear me down and talk badly to me. That's self-love. You know what? I could go home and Netflix and binge and whatever, but I'm going to go to the gym right now. I'm going to show up for me. That's putting things into practice. Yes. And so in the boot camp, we start uncovering those layers and really talk about that and help women start reigniting that fire inside about, it's more than that. Yeah. And if it's not there and it's not a piece of your journey, after that flame dies out and you didn't really work on you on the inside and the outside, everything will die out too.
Everything goes to shit.
Mm-hmm.
So talk to me about training. Obviously training is going to be a huge component as well. Maybe not as big as mindset, nutrition, the why, the vision, right? But training is definitely right up there. Tell me more about that.
Well, and people flip it too.
Yeah,
they think training and the workout is the most important thing. Just give me that.
Yep.
If it looked like a pyramid, they would think training is at the top and then the very bottom point would be the vision and all the other stuff we're talking about. And it's flipped. But training is huge. It is important. And I feel so bad for the people that I see on social media, in person in the gym, that keep showing up and, air quotes, training, and they're not getting the results that they want. And they're just doing this over and over and over again. When you really want progress, when you want your body to change, you have to train the right way. And I also say too, at the same time, you can't fuck up fitness. As long as you move and you're walking, you can't fuck it up. You really can't. But if you're like, no, seriously, girl, I want definition on my arms. Like, I don't want it to be just straight. I want there to be like some shoulders, and I want my stomach to have like those cool lines on the side. And notice how I didn't say six pack.
Yeah.
Like, I think we need to stop looking at women with airbrush six pack and abs on magazine covers. Got to say that first.
Yeah.
Because that's not what a female body looks like. And that's not what's beautiful, and that's a whole other podcast. But, if you really want your body to be changed and defined more, you have to train. You have to train right, and you have to train with weights. You have to do resistance training. You have to have progressive overload where you're loading that muscle up and putting it under tension. Now, if you love your Zumba class, I love dancing. I taught a hip hop class for years, and it was my freaking favorite. Did it rip and change my body? No. Mm-hmm. It was fun. It was a release. Mm-hmm. It was great for my heart and my lungs. Sure, it probably burned off sugar that I ate. Sure. But that Zumba class or that spin class, or just the 3 miles that you walk every day, I love it. Don't stop it. But if I'm going to be honest with you, that's not what's going to change you.
Yeah.
So we cover like reality shit in this boot camp. Like, this is what you really have to do if you really want this and what you say you're after. And if you're not willing to do that work, that's okay.
Yeah.
Know that won't be your results.
Yep.
Maybe this will be, and this will be what you do. Like it's okay. But I just want people to understand the truth about training and exercise and what really needs to happen, because I have way too many people coming to me and they're like, I want to get down to, about 13% body fat. I want my abs flat. I want this happening. But I can only work out about 2 days a week and, only about 45 minutes. Oh, I could do yoga on the weekend.
Yeah.
We have unrealistic expectations.
Yep. Yeah.
You want this, but you're willing to do this amount of work.
Yep.
Let's find a happy medium, so it's important to understand all of that.
Yes. Yes. So I'm in. We're in. We're all in.
Yes.
How do we join?
It's free.
How do we
it's
join?
Free. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Go to busy2bombfitmom.com/bootcamp. I know it's got a ring. busy2bombfitmom.com/bootcamp. Enter your email in. It'll direct you to the Facebook group page. And I've already opened it. Last time I kept it closed. I already opened it. So people are getting to know each other. We're posting in there next week because we don't start till April 11th. I'm going to do free workouts.
Oh my God,
in there.
you start on my birthday.
Yes, that's right. Duh. I did that on purpose. But yeah, I'm going to do live workouts. We were going to start this week and it just got way too crazy and I ended up in the desert. But we're going to do abs. Like, we're going to do live workouts together. I want people to get a taste of my personality of like pushing you through leg day and stuff, because it's going to help you if you join to understand how I train you too. So we're going to do some booty workouts. We're going to do some ab workouts in there. It's going to be fun. We're doing a lot of changes than we did in January too.
Oh my God, I love it. I love it. All right, Melissa, how do we follow you on social media? So we're signed up, busy2mom.com. We're signed up for the free boot camp, right?
Free Reignite Yourself boot camp.
Free Reignite Yourself boot camp. And then how do we find you on social media?
Yes, follow me. It's Melissa Vogel, ITS Melissa Vogel on Instagram. Honestly, that's the best place to follow me because I'm on there all the time. You can watch my stories, my crazy life. I just did a whole thing in the grocery store last night on those Prime drinks that all the kids are drinking in a can and they're pink. Oh my God, my girls were like, they're all over in the store. And I just tore them apart on Instagram. So watch it.
We got to watch it. We got to watch it.
Super educational. Yeah. And then on Facebook, Melissa Vogel Fitness, you guys will find me all over the place. Yeah. So make sure you follow and get into that boot camp.
Ladies, I'm totally going to join. So you have to join me. And it's on my birthday, damn it. So I want to see all of your beautiful faces at this boot camp live, working our asses off, crying the whole time and loving every single moment of it. Melissa, thank you so much for being on the podcast today.
Oh, thanks for having me, Veronica. I love you.
Love you too, Mama. What's up, ladies? Just want to let you guys know that your ratings and reviews for this podcast are greatly appreciated. If you love this podcast, please go to iTunes right now, write a review, rate the episode, and subscribe. Don't forget to share it with your friends.
It's easy to blame ourselves for our struggles with alcohol. We see people around us being able to control their drinking without any consequences, yet no matter what we try, we can't seem to figure it out for ourselves. My name is Jillian Teets, and I am the host of the Sober Powered podcast, where I use my biochemistry background to explain the latest research in addiction and help you understand both why you drink the way you do and how to develop the skills and mindset you need to find freedom from alcohol. I discuss topics like why we think about our drinking 24/7, why we have no off switch, and why we crave alcohol. If you're struggling with your drinking or you know someone who is, then I hope that you will check out the Sober Powered podcast. New episodes every Friday. See you there.
I know we've been taught that motherhood requires alcohol. I know we've been taught not to question our relationship with alcohol until we've lost everything. And I know we've been taught that if we do dare to examine our relationship with alcohol, we need to head straight to AA and declare ourselves an alcoholic who is powerless to alcohol forever. But what if all that isn't true? That's definitely not my story. I'm Suzanne, the host of the Sober Mom Life podcast. I'm an influencer who stopped drinking in January 2020, and since then, I've been telling the truth about motherhood, influencing, alcohol, and sobriety. If you suspect deep down that glass or 3 of wine at night might just be making motherhood harder, well, you're right. Come and join me as I chat with other sober and sober-curious moms. Let's laugh, cry, and normalize sobriety together, all while we reheat our coffee for the 4th time today. I know we've been taught that motherhood requires alcohol. I know we've been taught not to question our relationship with alcohol until we've lost everything. And I know we've been taught that if we do dare to examine our relationship with alcohol, we need to head straight to AA and declare ourselves an alcoholic who is powerless to alcohol forever. But what if all that isn't true? That's definitely not my story. I'm Suzanne, the host of the Sober Mom Life podcast. I'm an influencer who stopped drinking in January 2020, and since then, I've been telling the truth about motherhood, influencing, alcohol, and sobriety. If you suspect deep down that glass or 3 of wine at night might just be making motherhood harder, well, you're right. Come and join me as I chat with other sober and sober-curious moms. Let's laugh, cry, and normalize sobriety together, all while we reheat our coffee for the 4th time today.
Hey there. This is Casey McGuire Davidson, host of the Hello Someday podcast. I'm an ex-red wine girl turned life coach who helps busy women change their relationship with alcohol. I spent 20 years climbing the corporate ladder while drinking a bottle of wine a night to unwind. In the Hello Someday podcast, my goal is to teach you the tried and true secrets of creating and living a life you don't want to escape from. Each week, I'll bring you tools, lessons, and conversations to help you drink less and live more. I'll teach you how to navigate our drinking-obsessed culture without a buzz and how to turn the decision to stop drinking from your worst-case scenario to the best decision of your life. You can find new episodes of the Hello Someday podcast every Thursday, wherever you listen, and I hope you check it out.
I know we've been taught that motherhood requires alcohol. I know we've been taught not to question our relationship with alcohol until we've lost everything. And I know we've been taught that if we do dare to examine our relationship with alcohol, we need to head straight to AA and declare ourselves an alcoholic who is powerless to alcohol forever. But what if all that isn't true? That's definitely not my story. I'm Suzanne, the host of the Sober Mom Life podcast. I'm an influencer who stopped drinking in January 2020, and since then, I've been telling the truth about motherhood, influencing, alcohol, and sobriety. If you suspect deep down that glass or 3 of wine at night might just be making motherhood harder, well, you're right. Come and join me as I chat with other sober and sober-curious moms. Let's laugh, cry, and normalize sobriety together, all while we reheat our coffee for the 4th time today.
Addiction impacts all of us. Addiction's consequences run through all of us. From ourselves to our loved ones and through our communities, addiction creates so much loss and grief. My name is Dwayne Osterlin, and I'm the host of the Addicted Mind podcast, a show featuring personal stories, expert guests, and vital information about addiction and addiction recovery. We'll talk with leading treatment providers to discuss the latest research and treatment options for this devastating disease and advocate for mental health awareness. We discuss topics like the importance of creating a community of support, to helping loved ones, to some of the latest research on psychedelic medicines. The Addicted Mind podcast has been about creating hope, listening to stories of many amazing people that have overcome addiction and are thriving. If you or a loved one is struggling with addiction, subscribe to the Addicted Mind podcast wherever you get your podcasts, or check out theaddictedmind.com. New episodes every Monday. See you there.
Oh, hey, it's Erin.
And I'm Michaela, and we're the hosts of the Two Sober Girls podcast, and we are on a mission to spill the wild truth about sobriety.
Forget the rosé all day cliche. Sobriety is flipping amazing.
Absolutely. It's not just about quitting the drink. It's a gift you give yourself and your loved ones.
So what are you waiting for? Break up with that old toxic relationship with alcohol and let us show you the possibilities.
And here's the thing. Everything your precious heart desires becomes way easier without the influence of alcohol.
We're not just two sober girls, we're also wellness coaches. We're here to show you how to optimize health, lifestyle, and beauty, feel sexy and alive as F.
So stay tuned, because we're rolling out new episodes every Monday wherever you get your podcasts, and trust us, they have your name written all over them. We can't wait to share the magic of sobriety and wellness with you. Subscribe to Two Sober Girls podcast today and come follow us on Instagram for behind the scenes action, and send us a DM. We can't wait to meet you.
It's easy to blame ourselves for our struggles with alcohol. We see people around us being able to control their drinking without any consequences, yet no matter what we try, we can't seem to figure it out for ourselves. My name is Jillian Teets, and I am the host of the Sober Powered podcast, where I use my biochemistry background to explain the latest research in addiction and help you understand both why you drink the way you do and how to develop the skills and mindset you need to find freedom from alcohol. I discuss topics like why we think about our drinking 24/7, why we have no off switch, and why we crave alcohol. If you're struggling with your drinking, or you know someone who is, then I hope that you will check out the Sober Powered podcast. New episodes every Friday. See you there.